And today I want to talk a little bit about a crew overboard drill. That's how to react if you lose someone over the side. So the first thing that's going to happen, imagine this, we're sailing along and you have somebody fall in the water. We need to alert the crew, so the call goes out, crew overboard. The next thing that happens is we need to throw some kind of flotation device to help the person in the water. So this could be a life jacket, it could be a Type 4 PFD, it could be a fender. So that goes over the side as well. And the last thing to keep in mind is that we need to appoint a spotter. So if we have enough crew, we designate a spotter. They know it's their job to keep an eye on the person in the water and do nothing else. The next part in terms of the maneuvering of the boat is to turn the boat immediately to a beam reach. And a beam reach is where the wind and waves would be hitting the side of the boat. The indicators that you'll be looking for is one would be the masthead fly will be pointing slightly forwards. The telltales on the shrouds might be flying slightly aft, but the waves or ripples on the surface of the water will be hitting the side of the boat. So if you turn your boat to be parallel to the wave trains, you're going to be pretty much on a beam reach. So we do that, we turn the boat, we don't adjust the sails, and we sail for about 3 boat lengths. After the 3rd boat length, we're going to execute a very aggressive tack. So we're going to be turning the bow of the boat into the wind. So crew, ready for a big tack? The crew say yes, ask them to leave the jib alone, and as you go through the wind, let the mainsail go all the way out. You execute the tack, the bow turns around, and then we end up sailing downwind again. We're not going to sail dead downwind, and we're not going to sail back to the person in the water yet. We're going to be sailing on something called a broad reach. So the mainsail will be all the way out, and the jib will be backed across the foredeck. For me, that's a really good time to furl away the jib. So I'll furl away the jib, so the jib goes away and it's not going to become a hazard as we make a final approach. And then we turn the boat back up towards the person in the water, and ideally we're approaching on a close reach. And the beauty of a close reach is that should you find the boat slowing too much and you're not going to quite make it to the person in the water, we can do what we call fill and spill the mainsail. We can just trim the mainsail in to keep the power on the boat and then spill the wind as we get our final approach. And ideally, as you make your final approach to the person in the water, they're going to be brought in on the leeward side. That's going to give them a little bit of protection from the wind and waves from the hull of the boat. And also, if we have to throw a line or a fender or something else that floats, it's much easier to do downwind. So that's how to successfully complete a crew overboard recovery.